So they aren't going to be doing that here all day, are they? I told you we should have moved to Williamsburg.
No, they're just cleaning up the neighborhood. They'll be gone in no time.
The infestation?
Everything. And the roaches.
So how much are we talking again?
Well, it's $1.5 million. You see, this neighborhood is very up and coming. There's a Whole Foods around the corner. The Lennox Lounge is now a Sephora. Really just great changes all around.
Sounds good, honey.
So, no fried chicken spots.
Yeah.
Aren't we vegan? Mom, remember when you taught me how to ride my bike on this very block? And I almost got hit by a car because I didn't want to stop my brakes? That's because you always thought you knew better. Unfortunately, what we know doesn't even protect us anymore. This isn't our neighborhood anymore. This isn't our community. Prices are so high we can't even afford to go to the Bronx. No. Trust me, I got a new job and I promise I'm gonna get our home back. We ain't going nowhere.
Hey, Miss Flo, how you doing?
Hey, how's your mother?
She's good, she's good. You know them Jewish people? They keep coming by your house.
It's only a matter of time.
So, no fried chicken spots.
Nah. If it isn't the colonizer and his trophy wife, why don't you go buy a home someplace else and leave our neighborhood alone?
Don't make eye contact, honey. Maybe they can't see us.
Why do you even want to live in Harlem? Do you even know anything about Harlem or the history? Or is it just some trendy thing that you want to be able to tell your friends at a cocktail party?
What's Harlem? I thought this was Soho.
Oh, well, that's just what the less fortunate used to call it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Let them be, come on.
No, stop what? They move into the neighborhood, don't even acknowledge that we're here. Hello? We live here too. This neighborhood is changing to appease them.
Hey, baby.
Nothing. Watching these rich folks try to buy us out. And I can't even take my son to the basketball courts because all the courts are
You don't
fenced
care
off.
about this community. The majority of you people are all on welfare or taking drugs, and you just keep each other down. You need to take ownership of how you treat your community.
Fuck you people. Man, let's go before I fuck this nigga up.
This is what I'm saying. I just came back from filling out a housing application and now they're trying to charge people to live in the projects. And let me explain something. Not everybody that's on welfare is a drug addict, abusing the system, or is uneducated. My father bought this home for $20,000 with his hard-working money. He marched these very streets with Malcolm X. I'm retired. The property taxes got so high I couldn't keep up with the payments. And I come home to find a notice from the marshals to vacate my home. When it comes to gentrification, black people don't own anything. Not even their own homes. Look, I've got big plans for this community. I've just opened up a coffee ice cream shop, $4 a scoop, called Scoops and Hoops. And the coffee beans are directly from that country, Africa. What's that place called again, honey?
Cameron?
Africa is the continent and Cameroon is the country. Are you even African? God, no. I'm from Wisconsin. Where in Cameroon did you get your beans? Because I bet you know nothing about that community either.
I know they have a great labor force.
We plan to infiltrate one scoop at a time. I find gentrification to be interesting because it has a lot of levels, in my opinion. There is the displacement factor, and there is also the rejuvenating the neighborhood and what that means for the community. And there are some challenges, but there are some benefits as well. So my particular story is I grew up in Spanish Harlem. And then when I left the city for college and I moved out and then I came back, right? My mom still lives there, but I have to look for an apartment. So all the apartments that I'm looking for and where I'm raised, the rent is sky high. So I don't even have the luxury of moving back into my community and paying what I consider to be affordable rent.
But there's like a catch-22, right? Because a lot of people who are working class who bought apartments and homes became generationally wealthy, people that like never would have achieved. Like I know people who could sell their parents' house and that like was bought for, you know, not much money, $100,000. They could retire anywhere else in the country.
So you think it's not as bad because they are profiting more because the market value has increased?
Well, I mean, for those people, it's obviously a good thing. So it's a weird thing, right? So like I grew up in Brooklyn also. And so that neighborhood, when I moved there were streetwalkers, there was crack on the floor. Like my uncle got mugged on my stoop. So the gentrification's come in and you don't see that anymore, which is a positive. That's another positive. But then, you know, flip side, in Sheepshead Bay, my father owned a restaurant for 50 years. Then the neighborhood changed, it's all Russian people now. It's all immigrants, which is fine. You know, it's a natural progression. But that restaurant that was there for 50 years that employed, you know, dozens of people went out of business because Russian people don't like Italian food for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Gentrification, what it ends up doing is it leads the path for more development, which ends up just taking away the spirit and culture of not just a town, a whole city. And so what ends up happening is you're going to have a city that's much like Midtown Manhattan, where there aren't people living in houses down there. It's more like there's money living in apartments.
For example, take Harlem, where we are right now. I don't really care who moves up here, right? But my opinion is, if you're going to move into this community, pay the rent that this community pays, shop at our local stores that we shop, like if shop at our neighborhood, so keep the culture of this city, of this neighborhood alive. You know, I'm not okay with them tearing down a mom and pop to put a CVS when we have a Walgreens across the street. I don't know why there's an American Apparel when the people in this community don't shop at American Apparel.
There are communities that are poor communities that started out with crime, and without gentrification, they have improved. And then once it gets safe enough, that's when the gentrifiers start moving in. Yeah, people act like there were no people living here to begin with. And that in itself is kind of like, it gives you an idea of what their mentality is. It's like, these people aren't really people, they're just, you know, they're just there, they're just taking up space.
I think some people just won't afford to live here. This all sounds very fancy. I think I just want to be able to live here. I want my parents to be able to live here.
But what's the immediate solution then? What is
I think self-education is a good start.
The what?
Self-education.
Self-education, yeah.
And going back to what you were saying, making sure that you're shopping at the right businesses. You know, don't go to the Whole Foods. Go to the local shop that's been here for a long time.
I absolutely believe, like, I feel like there's there's a huge problem with people not using small businesses in
there
neighborhoods,
is,
and they're complaining when they close. And I'm like, I never saw you in there. I actually got into an argument with two vegans at a food co-op. They were, no, I swear to God, I used to love this small vegan place. You get lunch for $5. Called Hartwell. On Coney Island Avenue and Cortelli Road. I ate there like 3 times a week. It was $5 and healthy.
Yeah,
and
that's
these guys
amazing.
were like, oh, I love that place. I'm like, yeah, it's been closed for 2 months, you fucking assholes.
People start coming to get these chopped cheese. They're like, oh, I've always loved chopped cheese or whatever. And the price goes from $5, $4.50, $5 to like $6.50. So it's $7.50 with the drink.
You know what I tell them? I say, you're not going to charge me that price. You could charge them that price.
Well, that's why I started going elsewhere.
That's what I tell all my
They sound like my mom in a cab. Like, nah, I don't pay that much.
No,
That's not how much I pay.
Paying me. I'm born and raised. You're not doing that to me.
You got these big companies coming into these neighborhoods. You know why they're coming? One of the reasons why they're coming into these neighborhoods? You got the government giving them big tax breaks. Like, I'm talking huge billions of dollars, like huge percentage of tax rates, tax breaks.
But are we okay with it? Because
well, that's we're talking about a solution, right? And that's one of the things is, I don't think we as a people have enough of a say of what goes on in our communities. I think these corporations.
How do we fix that?
How do we fix that?
Honestly, I don't know. I think you're underestimating the people. I feel like we have more power then we know.
We have more
And you
power.
have to
we just don't
recognize
know it.
how
That's the
you
thing.
can do that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, what we're doing right now, this will go online. This will
Right.
be hashtag. People
Yeah.
will look at it.
Right.
If you had to do one thing today and tell like your congressman or senator like what can be done to change this, like what would it be?
I think I would specifically like to target the mayor, Bill DeBlasio. I think there should be a check on what is considered affordable housing in New York City, because I feel like there isn't a balance between the raise in income and minimum wage and the raise in rent, and I think that's a big issue. I think if there was a balance with that, it would be a natural progression, and I think that's the major issue.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. So let's take a picture.
You call them out on it, they're like,
Yeah, hell yeah. I go to the deli. Why you charging me more than $2.50 for bacon and eggs? I'm not paying $4. Try that with somebody.
$4?
Girl. They be trying it.
corner store still has $2.50 bacon eggs.
Yeah, but they be trying it.
All right, scoot over this way a little. This way. Over, yeah. Perfect. And then get closer together.
And it's like dollar pizza is good. You said $5 pizza. I'm like, I'm not
Oh,
going
that's-
there.
This is one place.
I'm not going.
It's,
It's $5.
that's not a gentrified place. It's like the guy's been there since the 70s.
And is it good pizza?
It's a gourmet.
It's really good, but there's a lot of hype.